What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Well, I am back here at the Italian cemetery in Colma, California. You guys seem to enjoyed last week's videos a lot, and I had thrown it out there. Hey, who wants to see more of this beautiful place? And a bunch of you said you wanted to see more. So there is a ton to see in here. Very unique, cool graves. When you walk in here, you do feel like you're almost in another country. It's amazing. So let's get on exploring some of these awesome graves and see what we can find. We got the Kanepa family here. There is a Battista and a Maria, and there are some other children in here as well. All I could find on them, really, on the family, was that the elders here, the parents had immigrated here from Italy in 1910, and that was really all I could find on the family here. There's nothing really on Find a Grave or anywhere else I could really find at the moment, but that is it on them. But this is a beautiful grave site. There's pictures up here of, I guess, look like some of the children as well that are in here. Let me get up here. There's actual stairs here, so let me get up here and just take a look at everything. This is a beautiful stone. It's hard to read what names are on here. I see a Battista, but I think there's a Maria up here too. But here's the pictures of the kids. On the front here, there's a Giovanni Battista Kanepa, born in Italy, 1856, died in SF, February 24th, 1931. Rest in peace, dear husband, is what it says. There's a picture. These pictures are in great shape, very well preserved. Maria is born in Italy, 1873, died in San Francisco, March 12th, 1941. Rest in peace, dear mother. It's actually, I'm looking on my camera readout, it's actually coming out better on the camera than it is with the naked eye. But there they are again. Well, these pictures are in really good shape. There's nothing on this side. There's a Josephine, March 13th, I think, 1910 to May 26th, I think 1957, and an Antoine, July 20th, 1902 to October 21st, 1959, if I'm not mistaken. But this is a beautiful tile work here. The topper to this is just nothing on it, just plain, which is awesome. But let's go find another one here. Found another one over here, the Falcone family. Falcone. And there's a beautiful stone here with there are three individuals' pictures on it. There is, at the bottom of the stone, there's a Joseph Falcone. I do believe, all I could find out on anybody here was Joseph was a butcher by trade and lived in San Francisco here. But let's go look at the stone here. It's a beautiful stone. So we got an Alberto, 1899 to 1923, Luigia, 1872 to 1933, Eugenio, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, 1872 to 1937, and a Joseph, which is who I was just talking about a minute ago, 1893 to 1962. There's another one where the pictures are just so well preserved. Gorgeous here. Let me get the picture over here of the lady. Beautiful stone here, as you can see. And then there's more family in here. There's a bunch of people in this one. There's a Silvio, 1901 to 1972, Madeline Holland, 1904 to 1979, Louise, 1900 to 1981. William Holland, 1898 to 1982. Alfred, 1908 to 1993. And then I think a Mary Ann. All I can see is 2011 on the end there. She's kind of rubbed out there, unfortunately. But gorgeous. Wow. Look at this one. Diego is the last name. It was a Giovanna. Look at these pictures. This place has got some well-preserved pictures on some of these stones. The Giovanna, 1887 to 1940. And then there's a Giuseppe, 1880 to 1968. Look at the picture. Beautiful, beautifully done. And Giovanna, it's hard. She's at the top here, but here we go on that. And there's one on the bottom here that I guess they're waiting. They're waiting. That is not occupied apparently. But that is a beautiful one. It's a beautiful 3-person one. It's not very wide, just enough for 3 people. Place is stunning. Marta is the last name here. This beautiful one too. This one's a child, Raymond, born February 27th, 1936 to died July 16th, 1940. That's sad. There's a picture of Raymond. And we got Catherine, born February 25th, 1913, died August 20th, 1983. And a Bruno Marta, born September 23rd, 1909. My birthday is the 24th. Died September 1st, 1982. And it's sad. They had a child that looks like that died at about 4 years old. Raymond. Sometimes when you're doing these cemetery explorers, you see a lot of heartache too. Things like children going before the parents, and you know, there's a lot of heartache you come across too. A lot of sad stuff. Wow, look at this one right here. Faziani Mori. What was that last name on there? Strata. Look at this thing. It's humongous. It's hard to get the whole thing into the shot here. Let's take a look. There's a lot of ironwork on the door, so it might mess with my focus on the camera, but we'll see. Hard to tell. Can't get like any closer to the door than this because like I saw all this ironwork on the outside, but there's the inside of it. Looks like they had a recent visit because this bottom crypt here, it has like some flowers wrapped in brown paper and it looks pretty new. On Constance Rose Moore is the name, so this one still gets visits, but it needs a sweep out. Last name of Gambino. Now, I know there was a mafia family with the name of Gambino, wasn't there? Back in the old mafia days. But we got Ignacio and Mary. It's kind of hard. There's no steps to get up on this one. So we got to go along the side here to capture the stone. So Ignacio, excuse me. January 2nd, 1878 to March 28th, 1958. That guy, you know, looks like it could be kind of like a mafioso type. That suit, man, look at that. The pinstripes and everything. And I guess his spouse, Mary, February 12th, 1883, and died July 8th, 1964. And it says, Gambino in God's care. This is a beautiful stone. I love this stone. I walked by the Kanepa family, the one I did earlier on the video. I noticed a lot of these types of graves, it seems as though it starts coming off of the stone starts sliding forward where it creates a gap in it. I guess it's probably age and gravity taking a hold there, I'm sure. But I've noticed that on a lot of these style of graves, the stones are almost sliding forward, creating a gap. Another one of these three tiered ones. Judas family, Raymond, George at the top. Born June 3rd, 1918, died December 28th, 1940. And there's Raymond, he's on the top. Kind of hard to get that shot, but there he is. The middle one is empty. At the bottom, there is a Josephine, born May 20th, 1893, and died December 29th, 1990. And Emmanuel, February 2nd, 1891 to August 10th, 1979. And here is their pictures, right here. I love the stones of these pictures, man. It's almost like it makes it, you almost like tell what kind of people they were by the pictures too. Now there's two people in this one. On the bottom, obviously. The thing is, I mean, I know I've seen mausoleum crypts that are fashioned for two caskets end to end for a husband and wife, but this one doesn't seem like it's long enough. So what I'm thinking here is either there's a whole casket and a cremation in there, or this thing might go underground a little bit for two people. How they built it, I'm kind of curious, but yeah, it's one of the two, I'm sure. Place is just stunning. Now, let's see here. Oh, well, I could see the stained glass on this one from back here, and it looks incredible. The Simone family. I don't know if you can tell, man, the light is hitting this stained glass perfectly. Check that out back there. And I see to the left, Nicola, 1869 to 1927. On the bottom there, there's a Frank, 1893, October 1st to January 3rd, 1979. On the top here, I can't tell, there's too much of a glare. On the right middle, there's a Rose, 1871 to 1952, and then on the right bottom, there's a Mary, 1900 to 1988. And there's another placard next to Mary on the left of her name. I would assume maybe there's some cremations put in there. I see the name Gerald Anthony Jr., and then there's a Gary on that placard. So I think there's probably cremations in here as well. But and there's a picture on the back there by the stained glass of, I do believe it's Frank, I think, because Frank's picture is on his little stone right here, and I see that it looks like Frank as well. And look at that stained glass of the photo right below it on the left side. And there's a broom in there, so it does get family occasionally visiting. Very cool one over here, Garibaldi family. It's interesting here. Here is a plaque, Ettore Patrizzi. Let's see here, 1869, looks like to 1946. But look at that. It's a picture of one of the people. That looks like what he did for a living. It's kind of hard to tell, but I mean, this is in Italian. It says director. I can make so far out, but maybe I could try to look this guy up and see, and then we'll, before I do that, we'll look inside. This one, beautiful. Wow, there's that good stained glass in there. It's hard, it's kind of dark in there. There is, wow, how many are in here? There's like, this thing's extra long, so there's 4 going to the ceiling, and that's twice on each side, so there's 8 people on each side. There's a ton of people in here. This is like, this mausoleum was built longer so it could accommodate more crypts and everything. Look at that stained glass back there, pristine, perfect. Seeing just a lot of different names in here. I'm seeing a Callahan, a John, 1906, 1858 to 1906. There's just a bunch of people in here. It's kind of dim, so it's kind of hard to see. Camera looks better than the naked eye, actually. But there's some empty ones in here still too. Very interesting. Roland Ferreira, 1906 to 1955. I see, and it's just a bunch of different ones in here. So I found out more about this individual. He was, for 78 years, he was the publisher of an Italian newspaper, La Italia. It was published for 78 years until 1965. He was the founder, editor, publisher until 1942, where he was ordered by the government to leave the city as a dangerous alien because of what the Tenney Commission considered to be his newspaper's pro-fascist views. So he was a newspaper guy, and then actually even has I guess the office. There's the name of the paper right there, and I guess that's him. Picture him at his desk. Beautiful detail on the stone, and that's a picture of him. You know, it's amazing. Just a little bit of digging on people, and you can find out so much stuff. That guy was a newspaper guy. For some years, he was editor and founder of this newspaper, and it was an interesting story that I found out a little bit about him. This place is amazing. I see a really big family mausoleum over here in the distance. I don't know if you can see it way over here, but it looks like it's pretty big. Let's go check it out. Amazing how the weather has changed, hasn't it, since the last time I was here. Still not the greatest, but it's not raining. Wow, look at this one right here. Faziani Mori. What was that last name on there? Strata. Look at this thing. It's humongous. It's hard to get the whole thing into the shot here. take a look. There's a lot of ironwork on the door, so it might mess with my focus on the camera, but we'll see. Hard to tell. Can't get like any closer to the door than this because the like I saw the all this ironwork on the outside, but there's the inside of it. Looks like they had a recent visit because this bottom crypt here, it has like some flowers wrapped in brown paper and it looks pretty new. On Constance Rose Moore is the name, so this one still gets visits, but it needs a sweep out. As I stated before, there was Faziani, Mori, and strata, excuse me. 3 names on the outside of this. I couldn't find much of anybody in there, but there was an Anthony Mori here. His mother's maiden name was Faziani. Before he married, he lived with his uncle Silvio, who was inside of this one. And Anthony Lawrence Mori was naturalized 1st of June 1931 in California. So that's interesting. He's got like a son in here, James Anthony. Nothing on him though, James Anthony, but there's a picture. It's kind of hard to tell. There's a picture though, but yeah, interesting. This is one of the biggest ones in this whole place. It's crazy how big it is. Anyway, guys, we're gonna cut this one off. Thank you all so much for watching. I had a great time. I had a better time being it's dry weather. Last week was a B word. We're not going to say what the word is, but I think you guys get the drift. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and click that bell icon. Therefore, you can be notified of all of my future uploads, guys. And if you would like to help support the channel, keep the wheels of motion running, gas in the tank, I have a YouTube membership and a Patreon, all down in the links below, guys. Again, thank you all so much. And thank you to the ones who are already donating to the channel. You guys are the best. Shout out to you guys, and I'll talk to you later.